Good morning, everybody. What's up? What's up? It's Seth. It is Tuesday. Happy terrific Tuesday. At least it's terrific Tuesday here where I am. I hope everyone is doing well, having an awesome day so far. So, guys, what I wanted to do today for this training, what I'll do is allow you guys some time to come on here to come on to this training. When you get on here, let me know who you are, where you're watching from. I love seeing, as I said, who's watching my videos and where you guys are watching from. All right. So, and for those of you that do come on, thank you so much for watching today. So, you probably saw the title of this video if you're watching it. If you're watching me here on Facebook, and the title of this video was how do I face my fears? Right. Literally, how do I face my fears? I have these fears. How do I face them? So, what I'm gonna do today in this video, guys, we're gonna take a step back. We're gonna talk about fear and kind of, talk about kind of, what it is, and I want to, kind of give you guys some tips as to figure out kind of, what type of fear you actually have, right? Because there are two types of fear. Okay. So first of all, the word fear, FEAR. Okay. I think it was actually an old therapist of mine who actually taught me about this. The word fear could pretty much stand for false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. And that's truly what fear is when looked at from an irrational way. Okay, and I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. But literally, fear, false evidence appearing real, right? Now, fear, guys, this is an emotion that literally can root itself within us. Okay, yes or yes. It will root itself within you. Okay, and a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, is it will tell you stories that seem real, okay, and or that your body thinks of as a fact, right? So what happens is you succumb to this fear and you don't actually challenge it. Okay? So fear literally, guys, is part of the human experience. I mean, this is a basic human response. Fear literally is a basic human response. All right? So, and I think it's actually part of, along with fear, fear can be considered as fear can be actually considered as a good thing. It does not always have to be a bad thing. Fear does not always have to be considered a bad thing, and I'll explain that. There's this part in our brains, the amygdala. It's basically the part of the brain that sends you distress signals, or sends our brain distress signals signifying that something is wrong. And what this does is this increases the flight or fight response within us. A lot of you probably heard about fight or flight. It increases the fight or flight response within us. All right? And when I say that fear cannot always be considered a bad thing, it can also be considered a good thing, especially if there's you have this fear, and that fear is there to actually help you survive. So that's why I say there are two types of fear. There's the survival type of fear, and there's the irrational type of fear. Now, the survival type of fear is what I kind of talked about. That's kind of where you have this kind of threat to your life in a way. Like, example, you're facing a cliff, or you're about to face a predator. Again, with that, that lovely part in our brains, the amygdala, and the basic human response system that we have all born into us, it's natural. Fear is a natural thing, and it can actually help us survive, when we're faced with danger. On the other side, there's the irrational side of fear. This is the type of fear that makes us believe that things, are true when they aren't necessarily true, if that makes sense. Okay. These are, the fears that they're rational fears, irrational thoughts, that we have that completely stop us from doing something. Now, irrational fears, guys, as I said, they make us kind of believe things that aren't necessarily true. This should never be tossed aside or negated. All right? You may have a fear about something that is not, in direct connection, with, it's not a life or death situation. And you may have people around you saying, don't be afraid of that. You shouldn't be afraid of that. You're stupid, to be afraid of that, or you're stupid to fear that. Never let someone negate your feelings. Our feelings and our emotions are real, and they are real to us. Okay? So all of our feelings and all of our emotions, guys, are real, and they are real to us, and they should not be negated by anyone. Never let anyone tell you that you shouldn't feel something. You ever tried to tell someone don't feel that way? If if you feel sad, or if you feel angry about it, if you're feeling really sad about something and someone says don't feel that way, and you say, okay, I won't. Say what? It's like you can't do that. Okay, there's no little on or off button, in our bodies or something that's just gonna say when someone says don't feel that way, and we go, oh, okay, boom, and we're fine. Okay? Fear is a basic human response, just like any other emotion. Happiness, sadness, anger, fear, all of it. All right? So our feelings should never, ever be negated. Never let anyone tell you that you shouldn't do something, okay? Or you shouldn't feel a certain way about something, okay? That's just an aside there, okay? So one way to really help you to start figuring out your fears, I actually read this on an article on I think it was Deepak Chopra's website. It's called the Chopra Center. It's absolutely incredible. That his whole site is amazing. Definitely look up Deepak Chopra. He's absolutely incredible. One thing that he advises doing is starting to kind of make a list of your fears. Write down exactly what you have a fear of. Then the next thing you got to do is to figure out whether it could be considered a survival fear or an irrational fear. Is this type of fear that you have something that could be a life or death situation? Or is it something that, it is kind of, it's an irrational fear? All right. Now, I'm willing to bet you on that list that you make, 9 times out of 10, almost all of those fears will be irrational. Okay? Just throwing that out there. Okay? 9 times out of 10, a lot of these fears that you have, or that we all have, are irrational, are irrational fears. All right? Like, for an example, if you have a fear of, going back to school. You have a fear of going back to school because you have this fear of being that you're too old now, and you won't be able to keep up in any of your classes. That's an irrational fear, right? So the key is to figure out, where do your irrational fears come from? Did someone tell you this? Have you kind of experienced this in the past, or watched it happen with other family members or other friends or something? Figure out exactly where do your irrational fears come from, because guys, we can get in a rut of what ifs. Y'all know what those are, right? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm too old? What if I can't achieve that weight goal that I have? All of us have these what ifs, and we get into these rut of what ifs that literally stop us. They paralyze us with fear, right? They stop us from doing what we really want to do. All right. And I read this this quote actually on the Chopra Center website, which is incredible. And this quote is, the opposite of each irrational or imaginary fear, the opposite of that is the potential for true joy. Isn't that incredible? The opposite of each irrational or imaginary fear that we have is the potential for true joy. I thought that was incredible. I mean, it that's powerful. Isn't that powerful to you guys? If that if that quote just doesn't change you, I don't know what Whitman about just it's amazing. I'm gonna say it again because it's just that powerful. The opposite of each or imaginary fear that we have is the potential for true joy. Who doesn't want true joy in our lives? We all want true joy. We all want true joy and happiness. We all want that. Okay? So the question now becomes, you may have now, is, all right, I have these fears, I have figured out, the kind of the root cause of this fear, right? I figured out the root cause of it. I know that it is an irrational fear and is not a survival one. Hi, Andrea. Thank you so much for joining me on this live today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. It's nice to see you. So so the question is, I have this fear, right? I know this is an irrational fear. This is not an actual survival fear, right? I'm not in any real danger. My life is not in any real danger, right? So now the thing is, how do I cope with it? How do I, I don't want it to stop me. I don't want it to overwhelm me. I want to be successful and I want to have, what I talked about, which is the potential for true joy. How do I do that? How do I start? And the answer, guys, the answer to this question is to figure out a way to let your fear motivate you. Figure out a way to let your fear be your biggest motivator. And this starts by getting rid of your limiting beliefs. All those what ifs that I talked about, all of those are literally limiting beliefs. What if I'm not good enough? What if I don't reach my goals? If it's, again, the school example I talked about, what if I'm too old, to go back to school? What if I can't keep up? All of these what ifs, guys, they're limiting beliefs about ourselves. All right? And the key, as I said, using your fear as a motivator, you need to start breaking down those limiting beliefs. And what's going to happen is you're going to start expanding your mindset. Because again, all of those limiting beliefs, all of those, guys, we've talked about mindset before, okay? They're all part of that fixed mindset. All right? Now, what I want to do to kind of close out this training for today, what I want to do is I made a list of 5 ways that you can overcome your fears and start breaking down those limiting beliefs to help you achieve the amount of success you want, or to help you start achieving those goals. I made a list of literally 5 powerful ways that you can start breaking all of that down. And what I want to do is I want to give you guys that list for free today. I want to offer you that for free, so you can read it and really start figuring out how you can start breaking down your limiting beliefs. I want to offer you this today for free. All right, so if you're interested in getting your hands and reading this, I want you to click down and let me know in the comments below here, okay? Or you can get in touch with me on Messenger here on Facebook, okay? Or in the comments down below, okay? Because what we need to start doing, especially to get through those fears and get rid of those limiting beliefs, we need to start getting rid of those limiting beliefs and really start expanding our mindset, getting out of our comfort zone. Okay? Because what's on the other side of our comfort zone, guys? Happiness, success. Okay? That's what's on the other side of our comfort zone. And that's what we want, right? Who doesn't want happiness and success? If you don't want happiness and success, let me know now, or just stop watching this. Okay? All right? We all want that in our lives. Okay? And guess what? We all deserve it. All right? So if you're interested in getting your hands on this, if you want to read this, you know, what I wrote, it's literally 5 ways that you can start getting rid of those limiting beliefs. 5 ways that you can start really, really breaking down, you know, those limiting beliefs that you have, breaking through that fear that you have. Kirsten, thank you so much for joining me on the live today. How are you? I hope you're doing well today. 5 ways that you can start getting rid of those limiting beliefs and start growing and facing your fears. If you're interested in reading that, let me know down in the comments below. Okay, and I can send you a copy. As I said, I'm offering you this for free today. All right. So I hope you guys got a ton of value out of this training today. Also, as I said, always know that any emotion that we have, any emotion, all of our feelings, guys, they should never be negated. None of them. Okay? Never let someone tell you that you shouldn't feel some way. Never let someone tell you that you shouldn't feel that way. You know? Never let someone tell you that. Okay? Because all of our emotions, all of our feelings are justified. The key is to figure out how to break them down. How to break down those fears. Okay? And the way to do it is by getting rid of our limiting beliefs and start expanding our mindset. Getting rid of those what ifs. All right? So as I said, I hope you guys got a ton of value out of this training for today. As I said, if you're interested in the article that I talked about, the 5 ways that you can start getting rid of those limiting beliefs, getting rid of those fears, and start expanding your mindset, let me know in the comments below. All right? As I said, I hope you guys got a ton of value. I'm wishing everyone an amazing, fantastic, wonderful day. I always say stay positive, stay motivated, and stay focused on your big dreams and goals. Hope you all have an amazing day. I will talk to you soon. Peace.